Let's talk about love. Not just any love, the kind that leaves him completely captivated, yearning, and begging for your attention. Imagine this. You walk into a room, and he can't take his eyes off you. His thoughts are consumed by you, and he feels a burning desire to be in your life. Sounds dreamy, right? But let me ask you, how often do you feel like you're chasing instead of being chased? How often does it feel like you're giving too much while he stays comfortably distant? Here's the problem. Society has sold us a lot of misleading narratives about how attraction works. Movies, magazines, and pop culture push the idea that being nice or overly accommodating will win him over. But in reality, those clichés leave us feeling unfulfilled, unseen, and even worse, taken for granted. The truth? Attraction isn't about pretending to be someone you're not or over-investing in someone who hasn't earned it. It's about embodying the kind of energy, mystery, and self-assurance that makes him feel like he can't live without you. This isn't manipulation, it's understanding the natural rhythms of human connection and owning your power. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore 8 transformative acts, powerful steps to flip the script on traditional dating advice and unleash a magnetic energy he won't be able to resist. These acts aren't just about making him fall, they're about unlocking your full potential, so you radiate confidence and allure effortlessly. Ready to dive into this journey of empowerment and self-discovery? Stay with me until the end, because the last act might just blow your mind. Let's start with the first, and arguably the most seductive move you can make: mastering the art of mystery. 1. Master the power of mystery. What makes you unforgettable? Is it your smile, your laugh, or perhaps the way you carry yourself? While those things certainly matter, here's the real game changer: mystery. Picture this. You're on a date with someone new. The conversation flows, but there's something about him that leaves you wondering. You don't know everything, and it makes you want to know more. That's the pull of mystery. Now imagine creating that same effect in reverse, where you're the one he's obsessing over, trying to figure out. Why does mystery work so powerfully? It taps into a deep psychological need: curiosity. Men, by nature, are wired to seek and conquer. When you reveal just enough of yourself to intrigue him, but hold back enough to keep him guessing, you create a space where his desire to know and understand you takes center stage. He begins to chase, not because you asked him to, but because he wants to. But let's get practical. How do you master mystery without feeling like you're playing games? Start by protecting your personal narrative. Oversharing too soon might feel like building a connection, but it can backfire by removing the allure of discovery. Instead, reveal pieces of yourself intentionally, like a puzzle he can't wait to complete. For example, if he asks about your weekend, resist the urge to spill every detail. Instead of saying, "I had brunch with my friends, then went shopping, then went to the park," you might say, "It was great. I spent some time with friends and found this amazing little cafe. What about you?" Notice how you've shared, but you've also left him curious about that cafe for your friends. Beyond words, mystery lives in your actions. Do you keep him guessing? Try this. Occasionally break routine. If he's used to texting every morning, and you suddenly wait until later in the day, or skip a day entirely, it shifts his focus. He'll wonder what's going on in your world, creating a sense of intrigue. Mystery isn't about withholding affection or playing hard to get. It's about crafting an air of unpredictability that keeps the relationship dynamic and exciting. Think about it. When was the last time a predictable story kept you on the edge of your seat? It's the same with relationships. However, there's one critical aspect to remember. Mystery must be authentic. You can't fake depth or create false intrigue without it backfiring. Instead, cultivate a life that naturally makes you fascinating. Pursue your passions, explore new hobbies, and live fully, not just for him, but for you. When you radiate curiosity about the world, it naturally draws others into your orbit. So, how will you add a touch of mystery to your life starting today? Maybe it's exploring something unexpected, like picking up a class in something he'd never guess you're interested in, or simply resisting the urge to over-explain. Whatever it is, make it yours. Here's the bottom line. Mastering the power of mystery isn't about manipulation. It's about holding onto your sense of self while inviting him to explore your unique world. And when he does, he won't just be attracted to you, he'll be captivated. And let me tell you, this is just the beginning. Each of these acts builds on the other, creating a layered approach to irresistible attraction. Are you ready to keep the momentum going? Let's dive into the next move that will leave him completely mesmerized. 2. Radiate confidence in your own skin. Let's face it, confidence is intoxicating. It's not just about the way you walk or the way you talk, it's the energy you carry, the unshakable belief that you are enough. And here's the truth. When you radiate confidence, it's like a beacon, drawing him in, making him want to know more, and ultimately be yours. But let me ask you, how often do you truly feel confident in your own skin? If you're like most of us, there have probably been moments of self-doubt. Maybe you've questioned if you're good enough or worried about how others perceive you. It's human, but here's the secret. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and owning it unapologetically. When you embody this mindset, something magical happens. You stop seeking validation from him or anyone else and start showing up as your most authentic, vibrant self. That's when he takes notice. Why? Because confidence is rare and it's irresistible. A confident woman doesn't need to chase, she attracts. She doesn't demand attention, she commands it effortlessly. Let's break this down. How can you start radiating confidence today? First, it's all about shifting your mindset. Confidence begins with self-acceptance. Instead of fixating on your perceived flaws, focus on your strengths. What makes you unique? What do you love about yourself? Is it your quick wit, your creativity, or the way you make people feel seen and heard? Whatever it is, lean into it. Celebrate it, because when you value yourself, others naturally follow suit. But confidence isn't just internal, it's also about how you present yourself to the world. Think about this. When you walk into a room, what energy are you bringing? Are you shrinking back, afraid to take up space? Or are you walking tall, with your head held high, ready to own the moment? Here's a simple but powerful trick. Practice what I call the confidence posture. Shoulders back, chest open, and a slight smile. This isn't just about looking confident, it's about feeling confident. Now, let's talk about communication. A confident woman speaks with intention. She doesn't rush to fill the silence or apologize unnecessarily. Instead, she chooses her words carefully, letting them land with purpose. Try this the next time you're with him. Pause before you respond. Look him in the eyes. Let the moment linger. This kind of presence is magnetic, and it shows that you're comfortable in your own skin. Another key to confidence? Boundaries. When you know your worth, you're not afraid to set limits. Maybe it's saying no to last-minute plans or standing firm on your non-negotiables. Whatever it is, boundaries communicate self-respect, and nothing is more attractive than a woman who respects herself. But let's be real. Confidence doesn't mean you'll never feel insecure. There will be days when self-doubt creeps in. The trick is not to let it define you. Instead, lean into practices that help you reconnect with your power. Maybe it's journaling, meditating, or simply taking a moment to breathe and remind yourself of your value. And here's a pro tip. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Confidence is contagious, and when you're around others who believe in you, it reinforces your own belief. At the same time, Don't be afraid to step away from relationships or situations that make you question your worth. Protecting your energy is an act of self-love, and Love Stoicism teaches us that protecting our peace is essential for cultivating authentic confidence. Now, let's circle back to him. How does your confidence affect him? When you're grounded in who you are, you inspire him to do the same. Your self-assuredness challenges him to rise to your level. He sees you as someone who doesn't settle, and that makes him want to earn his place in your life. Here's a little exercise for you. The next time you're with him, notice how he reacts when you stand in your power. Does he lean in closer? Does he listen more intently? These subtle cues reveal just how magnetic your confidence can be. Confidence also allows you to embrace vulnerability. It's not about putting on a facade of perfection. It's about being real. When you're comfortable with your imperfections, you give him permission to do the same. And this creates a deeper, more authentic connection, one that goes beyond surface-level attraction. But remember, confidence isn't about impressing him. It's about embodying the best version of yourself for you. When you prioritize your own growth and happiness, you naturally radiate an energy that draws others in. This is the essence of the Love Stoic mindset, finding strength in yourself and letting that strength inspire your relationships. As we wrap up this act, I want you to take a moment to reflect. What's one thing you can do today to boost your confidence? Maybe it's wearing that outfit that makes you feel unstoppable, starting a new hobby you've always been curious about, or simply reminding yourself of your worth. Whatever it is, commit to it, because when you shine from within, the world, including him, can't help but take notice. Before we move on to the next act, let me ask you, are you loving this journey of empowerment and self-discovery? If you're feeling inspired, do me a favor. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you're ready to step into your confident, radiant self. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll be the first to know when the next act drops. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. Remember, confidence isn't just a trait, it's a practice. Keep showing up for yourself, and the world will show up for you. See you in the next act, where we'll dive even deeper into creating irresistible attraction. 3. Create moments of emotional depth. Have you ever wondered what truly sets a connection apart? What makes some relationships feel electric and others flat? It's not the grand gestures or the picture-perfect dates. It's the moments of emotional depth that create bonds strong enough to stand the test of time. These moments aren't just about sharing words. They're about unveiling your soul, one layer at a time, and inviting him to do the same. Let me ask you this. How often do your conversations go beyond the surface? When was the last time you really let someone into your inner world, or felt them do the same for you? Emotional depth isn't just about talking. It's about being seen. And in a world full of distractions and superficial connections, being seen is a rare and powerful gift. Here's the thing. Men often shy away from emotional vulnerability, not because they don't want it, but because they've been conditioned to avoid it. Society tells them to man up, to hide their feelings, and to stay strong at all costs. That's where you come in. When you create a safe space for him to open up, you become the person he feels he can truly be himself around, and that's a connection he'll treasure. So, how do you create these moments of emotional depth? Start by sharing your own emotions authentically. Vulnerability begets vulnerability. When you let your guard down, it encourages him to do the same. Maybe it's telling him about a dream you're working toward, a fear you've overcome, or even a challenge you're facing right now. Authenticity is magnetic, and it signals to him that it's okay to be real with you. But emotional depth isn't just about sharing your stories, it's about how you listen to his. When he opens up, resist the urge to jump in with advice or solutions. Instead, be fully present. Make eye contact, nod, ask thoughtful questions that show you're genuinely interested, like, how did that make you feel? Or what was that like for you? This kind of active listening isn't just comforting, it's transformative. Another powerful way to build emotional depth is through shared experiences. Think back to some of the most meaningful connections in your life. Chances are, they were forged in moments where you experienced something profound together, whether it was overcoming a challenge, celebrating a victory, or simply being there for each other during a tough time. These shared experiences create a sense of us that's hard to break. To deepen your connection with him, look for opportunities to create these kinds of moments. Maybe it's planning a spontaneous adventure, tackling a new challenge as a team, or even just sitting down for a heart-to-heart about your values, dreams, and goals. The key is to go beyond the everyday and tap into something deeper, a sense of purpose, meaning, and connection. But let's be honest, creating emotional depth also requires patience. Men don't always open up right away, and that's okay. The goal isn't to force vulnerability, but to create an environment where it feels safe and natural. This is where Stoicism can be a powerful mindset. By embodying calmness, patience, and emotional resilience, you show him that you're a steady presence he can rely on, no matter what. And here's something you might not expect. Emotional depth doesn't always come from heavy, serious conversations. Sometimes it's found in the little moments of laughter, joy, and playfulness that bring you closer together. Don't underestimate the power of humor to break down walls and create a sense of closeness. When you can laugh together, really laugh, it builds a foundation of trust and ease that makes deeper conversations feel more accessible. But emotional depth isn't just about him. It's also about you. Are you willing to go deep with yourself? To sit with your own emotions, reflect on your values, and ask yourself what you truly want? When you're in touch with your own inner world, it becomes much easier to connect with his. This is one of the core principles of Love's Stoic philosophy, knowing yourself deeply so you can engage with others authentically. As you build these moments of emotional depth, you'll notice something incredible start to happen. He'll begin to see you not just as someone he likes or is attracted to, but as someone he needs. Someone who understands him in a way no one else does. And that kind of connection, it's not just irresistible, it's unforgettable. So take a moment to reflect. What's one thing you can do this week to create a deeper connection with him? Maybe it's starting a conversation about something meaningful, planning an experience you'll both remember, or simply being fully present the next time he talks. Whatever it is, lean into it. Because when you create moments of emotional depth, you're not just building a relationship, you're creating something extraordinary. Stay with me, because the next act will take your connection to a whole new level. We're just getting started. Let's keep going on this journey of irresistible attraction together. 4. Playfully tease and flirt. Let's shift gears a bit. Attraction isn't all about deep, soulful moments and emotional connection. It's also about fun. It's about keeping things light, playful, and a little unpredictable. Flirting and teasing are the sparks that keep the fire alive, and when done right, they make you utterly irresistible. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you felt completely in your element, playfully engaging with someone without overthinking it? Flirting isn't about being perfect. It's about creating a dynamic energy that keeps him on his toes and craving more of your attention. And here's the truth. When you master the art of teasing and flirting, you don't just make him laugh, you make him feel alive. But let's clarify something important. Flirting doesn't have to mean over-the-top gestures or forced banter. The most effective flirting is subtle, natural, and tailored to your unique personality. Whether you're naturally bubbly, a bit sarcastic, or quietly confident, there's a way to flirt that aligns perfectly with who you are. So, how do you make flirting feel effortless and fun? Start by keeping things light. When he says something funny, tease him about it in a playful way. For example, if he brags about his cooking skills, you might respond with a smirk. "Oh, really? I'll believe it when I taste it." It's a gentle challenge that keeps the conversation engaging without putting him on the defensive. Another powerful flirting tool, your body language. Sometimes a well-placed glance or a casual touch on the arm says more than words ever could. Hold eye contact just a second longer than usual. Lean in when he's talking, or playfully brush against his shoulder as you walk by. These small gestures create a sense of intimacy and connection that's impossible to ignore. Now, let's talk about humor. Playful teasing is one of the easiest ways to build attraction because it creates a dynamic of fun and unpredictability. If he tells you about his weekend soccer game, you might quip, "So, did you trip over the ball? Or was it a graceful dive this time?" The key is to keep it light-hearted. Teasing should always feel like a game, not a jab. But flirting isn't just about what you say or do, it's about how you make him feel. When you're playful and unpredictable, you create a sense of excitement that leaves him wanting more. He starts to associate you with joy, laughter, and energy, and that's a combination he won't be able to resist. At the same time, flirting gives you a chance to show off your confidence. When you're bold enough to tease him or challenge him playfully, it shows that you're not afraid to take risks. You're signaling that you're comfortable in your own skin, and that comfort is incredibly attractive. Still, there's an art to knowing when to turn up the heat and when to pull back. Flirting should feel like a dance. Sometimes you take a step forward, and sometimes you let him come to you. This push-pull dynamic keeps the energy fresh and exciting, creating a sense of anticipation that drives him wild. One of the most underrated aspects of flirting is using your voice. The way you speak, your tone, your inflection, even the pauses you take, can add an extra layer of intrigue. Try lowering your voice slightly when you're sharing something playful or adding a little laughter to your words. It's a subtle but powerful way to captivate his attention. Here's a bonus tip: share inside jokes. When you build a shared sense of humor, it creates a bond that's uniquely yours. Maybe it's a funny moment from your first date or a quirky observation you both laughed about. Whatever it is, revisit it from time to time. It's a simple way to remind him of the connection you share and to keep the flirting alive. Now let me ask you, are you ready to embrace this playful side of yourself? Flirting isn't just about attracting him, it's about enjoying the process, tapping into your creativity, and letting yourself have fun. The more you lean into this energy, the more magnetic you'll become. Before we move on, I want to hear from you. What's your go-to flirting move? Do you have a playful line that always works, or a subtle gesture that drives him crazy? Share it with me in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and comment number 1 if you're loving these tips. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you won't miss the next act. Trust me, the journey is only getting better from here, and I can't wait to share the next step with you. Keep watching, because you're about to unlock the next level of irresistible attraction. 5. Build a life that excites you and him. Imagine for a moment that your life is a vibrant, thrilling movie. Each day is packed with adventures, passions, and pursuits that light you up from the inside out. Now ask yourself, are you living that life? If not, what's holding you back? Here's the truth: when your life is rich, exciting, and full of purpose, you naturally become magnetic. Not just to him, but to everyone around you. Let's dive deeper into this idea. A life that excites you isn't about keeping busy for the sake of it. It's about creating a lifestyle that reflects your deepest values, dreams, and desires. It's about waking up every day feeling inspired and aligned with who you truly are. When you live this way, you don't need to chase attention, it gravitates toward you. So, what does building an exciting life look like in practice? It starts with rediscovering your passions. Think back to a time when you felt truly alive. What were you doing? Maybe it was painting, dancing, traveling, or working on a project that made you lose track of time. Whatever it is, make room for it in your life. Passion isn't just fulfilling, it's contagious. When he sees you lit up by the things you love, he'll feel drawn to your energy and want to be part of your world. Next, consider the importance of adventure. Adventure doesn't have to mean skydiving or trekking through the Amazon. Unless that's your thing. It can be as simple as trying a new restaurant, exploring a nearby town, or learning a new skill. The key is to embrace a mindset of curiosity and openness. When you're always seeking new experiences, your life feels dynamic and full of possibility, and that's incredibly attractive. But living an exciting life isn't just about external activities, it's also about personal growth. Ask yourself, how are you challenging yourself to grow? Are you learning new things, setting goals, and working toward them? Growth isn't just rewarding for you, it also inspires those around you. When he sees you striving to be the best version of yourself, he'll want to rise to meet your energy. Now, let's talk about independence. An exciting life is one where you're fully capable of standing on your own. This doesn't mean you don't value relationships, it means you don't need them to feel complete. Independence is a core principle of Stoicism, and it's a quality that radiates confidence and self-assurance. When you're happy and fulfilled on your own, you send a powerful message. You're with him because you want to be, not because you need to be. And that distinction makes all the difference. At the same time, remember that an exciting life is one that's authentically yours. It's easy to fall into the trap of creating a life that looks impressive from the outside but doesn't truly resonate with you. Avoid this by focusing on what genuinely brings you joy, not what you think will impress him or anyone else. Authenticity is key. It's what makes your life and your energy feel real and irresistible. Another important aspect of building an exciting life is cultivating meaningful relationships. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, challenge you, and inspire you. These connections enrich your life in ways that go far beyond romantic relationships. They also show him that you have a thriving support system and a life full of love and connection. Now, here's a question. How does your exciting life impact him? The answer is simple. When you're living fully and unapologetically, you inspire him to do the same. Your energy becomes a catalyst for his growth, his passions, and his drive to create a life that matches yours. This is one of the most profound aspects of love Stoicism. The idea that by elevating yourself, you elevate those around you. But there's another layer to this. When your life is exciting, you naturally become more selective about who you allow into it. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone who complements the amazing life you've already built. This sense of selectiveness adds to your allure, making him feel lucky to be part of your world. Here's an exercise to try. Take out a piece of paper and write down 3 things you've always wanted to do but haven't yet. Maybe it's traveling to a dream destination, learning a new language, or starting a side hustle. Now commit to taking the first step toward one of these goals this week. The act of pursuing your passions will not only make your life more exciting, it will also make you feel more confident and fulfilled. As you build this life, don't be surprised if he starts to lean in more, wanting to know what's next for you. This isn't just about attracting him, it's about creating a life so rich and fulfilling that it's a joy to share it with someone else. The more you invest in yourself, the more irresistible you become. In the end, remember this. An exciting life is a gift you give to yourself. It's not about impressing him or anyone else. It's about living fully, authentically, and with purpose. And when you do, you'll not only attract the right kind of partner, you'll also create a life that brings you happiness, fulfillment, and peace. There's so much more to come, so stay tuned as we continue this journey of transformation and attraction. The next act will show you how to take your connection to the next level by recognizing and celebrating his strengths. Let's keep going together. 6. Recognize and celebrate his strengths. Let's take a moment to reflect on something profound. Everyone craves to feel valued, seen, and appreciated, and men are no exception. While women often hear about the importance of feeling cherished and loved, it's just as essential to recognize and celebrate the man in your life. When you genuinely acknowledge his strengths, you're not only making him feel special, but you're also creating a bond that grows deeper with every moment of appreciation. Think about it. When was the last time you made someone feel truly noticed? Not just for what they do, but for who they are. Men, just like women, thrive on acknowledgement, but here's the twist. It's not about empty compliments or flattery. It's about showing him that you see the best in him, that you respect his qualities, and that you genuinely admire the unique aspects of who he is. So how do you do this in a way that feels authentic and powerful? Let's break it down. Start by observing him closely. Pay attention to the little things, his work ethic, his kindness, his sense of humor, or his ability to stay calm under pressure. These are the moments that reveal his character, and they're often the things he's most proud of, even if he doesn't openly say so. By noticing these traits and pointing them out, you're showing him that you're paying attention, not just to what he does, but to who he is at his core. When you compliment him, be specific. A vague "you're amazing" is nice, but something like "I really admire how you handled that tough situation at work. You always find a way to stay calm and figure things out" hits differently. Specificity shows that your words are thoughtful and intentional, and that makes them feel much more impactful. But celebrating his strengths isn't just about words, it's also about actions. How do you react when he shares a win with you? Do you genuinely share in his excitement, or do you brush it off with a quick "that's great"? If it's the latter, it's time to step up your game. Celebrate his victories, big or small, with enthusiasm. Whether it's a promotion, a personal milestone, or even just a good day, your support and excitement will make him feel truly valued. Here's another tip. Show appreciation for the ways he supports and protects you. If he goes out of his way to help you, acknowledge it. Something as simple as "thank you for always looking out for me. It means a lot," can go a long way in making him feel appreciated. This taps into a core desire for many men, to feel like they're making a positive impact in your life. Now, let's talk about emotional support. Celebrating his strengths isn't just about acknowledging his outward achievements. It's also about being there for him when he feels vulnerable. Men are often taught to hide their emotions, but when you create a space where he feels safe to open up, you're giving him a rare and priceless gift. Listen without judgment, offer encouragement, and let him know that his feelings are valid. This creates a level of trust and intimacy that's hard to break. At the same time, be mindful of how you handle conflict. When disagreements arise, avoid attacking his character. Instead, focus on addressing the issue while still affirming your respect for him. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me, try, I know you care, but I feel unheard in this moment. Can we work on this together?" By framing your concerns in a constructive way, you're showing that you value the relationship and his role in it. One of the most underrated ways to celebrate his strengths is to let him know how he inspires you. Maybe it's his discipline that motivates you to push yourself harder, or his optimism that helps you see the brighter side of life. Sharing these thoughts not only uplifts him, but also deepens your bond by highlighting the positive impact he has on you. But let me ask you this. How often do you show your appreciation in unexpected ways? Surprises aren't just for birthdays and anniversaries. A thoughtful gesture, a handwritten note, a small gift that reflects his interests, or even just planning a day centered around something he loves. can speak volumes. These actions show that you value him not just for what he does, but for who he is. Now, here's a subtle but powerful shift to consider. Celebrating his strengths doesn't mean ignoring his weaknesses. Nobody is perfect, and part of truly valuing someone is accepting them as they are. But by focusing more on his strengths than his flaws, you're reinforcing his best qualities and encouraging him to show up as his best self. And let's not forget, celebrating his strengths benefits you too. When you create an environment of mutual respect and admiration, you're laying the foundation for a healthy, thriving relationship. This is one of the pillars of love stoicism, finding strength in connection while maintaining your own sense of self. So, here's your takeaway. Make it a habit to recognize and celebrate his strengths every day, in both big and small ways. Whether it's through your words, actions, or simply the way you look at him, let him know that you see and value the incredible person he is. Trust me, this kind of appreciation is unforgettable, and it's the kind of energy that makes him want to give his all to you. Before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you admire most about the man in your life? Or, if you're single, the qualities you'd want to celebrate in a future partner? Comment number 1 below, if you're inspired by this idea of celebrating strengths. And don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe so you won't miss the next act. We're only getting started, and the best is yet to come. The next act will show you how to set boundaries that command respect and deepen attraction. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. 7. Set clear boundaries and standards. Let's be honest. Boundaries aren't always the most glamorous part of attraction, but they are one of the most powerful. Without them, relationships can become imbalanced, leaving you feeling drained, unappreciated, or even resentful. Boundaries are the foundation of self-respect, and they communicate to him, not through words but through actions, that you know your worth. And when you know your worth, he can't help but recognize it too. But here's the thing about boundaries. They're not walls meant to keep people out. They're guideposts that show others how to treat you. When you set boundaries with clarity and confidence, you're not only protecting yourself, you're also creating a framework for a healthy, mutually fulfilling relationship. So, how do you set boundaries that command respect and deepen attraction? It starts with getting crystal clear on what you will and won't accept. This requires self-awareness. What are your non-negotiables? What values do you hold dear? What behaviors make you feel safe and loved? And which ones make you feel disrespected or undervalued? Answering these questions is the first step toward creating boundaries that feel authentic and empowering. Once you've identified your boundaries, the next step is communicating them effectively. This doesn't mean delivering ultimatums or trying to control his behavior. Instead, it's about expressing your needs calmly and assertively. For example, if he has a habit of cancelling plans at the last minute, you might say, "I value reliability, and it's important to me that plans are honoured when possible. Can we work on this together?" Notice how this approach is firm yet collaborative, showing respect for both yourself and him. But what happens when your boundaries are tested? This is where many people falter, either by backing down or responding with anger. The key is to stay consistent. If a boundary is crossed, address it immediately and reinforce your stance. For example, if he repeatedly interrupts you during conversations, you might say, "I feel unheard when I'm interrupted. Can we make an effort to listen to each other fully?" By addressing the behavior without attacking his character, you're maintaining both your boundary and the relationship. Now, let's talk about the impact boundaries have on attraction. When you enforce your standards, you're sending a powerful message. You respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that don't align with your values. This creates a sense of challenge and intrigue, as he realizes that being in your life is a privilege, not a given. And that realization? It's a game changer. At the same time, Boundaries help you avoid the trap of overgiving. Many women fall into the pattern of giving too much in relationships, hoping to prove their worth or win his affection. But here's the truth. Overgiving often leads to burnout and resentment. By setting limits on how much you're willing to give, whether it's time, energy, or emotional labor, you create a balance that allows both partners to contribute equally. Boundaries also play a critical role in conflict resolution. Without them, disagreements can spiral into toxic arguments or unresolved tensions. But when boundaries are in place, they provide a roadmap for navigating conflict with respect and clarity. For instance, if you set a boundary that you won't engage in heated discussions late at night, you're creating a space for healthier, more productive communication. But boundaries aren't just about what you say no to. They're also about what you say yes to. By setting clear standards, you're defining the kind of relationship you want to create. This might mean saying yes to open communication, mutual respect, or quality time together. These positive boundaries are just as important as the limits you set, as they establish the behaviors and values that will strengthen your connection. Now, let's address a common misconception. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being difficult or unyielding. On the contrary, it shows that you're emotionally mature and capable of advocating for yourself. And this is one of the hallmarks of love stoicism. Finding strength in your ability to stand firm in your values while remaining open to connection. As you navigate the process of setting and enforcing boundaries, remember that it's not just about him, it's about you. Boundaries are a form of self-care, a way to honor your needs and protect your emotional well-being. When you approach them from a place of self-love, they become a tool for growth and empowerment, both for you and for the relationship. But let me ask you this. Are there areas in your life where your boundaries could use some reinforcement? Maybe it's a pattern of saying yes when you really mean no, or a tendency to let small infractions slide because you don't want to rock the boat. Whatever it is, take a moment to reflect on how you can start setting clearer, stronger boundaries today. Remember, every step you take toward honoring your needs is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. In the end, setting boundaries isn't about controlling him or proving a point. It's about creating a relationship that feels balanced, respectful, and aligned with your values. And when you do that, you're not just building a connection that lasts, you're creating a life that reflects your true worth. Stay with me, because the final act will bring everything together in a way that amplifies your irresistible energy. We've come so far, and the best is yet to come. 8. Surprise him with unpredictable acts of love. Now, let's talk about the final piece of this puzzle, the kind of magic that keeps the spark alive, no matter how long you've been together. Imagine the look on his face when you do something completely unexpected, something that's thoughtful, creative, and speaks directly to his heart. This is the power of unpredictable acts of love. It's the art of surprising him in ways that remind him just how extraordinary you are and how much he cherishes you. Let me ask you, when was the last time you did something truly out of the ordinary for someone you care about? Not out of obligation, but because you genuinely wanted to make them smile. These gestures don't have to be grand or expensive. They just have to be meaningful. And when they come from a place of authenticity, they create a ripple effect of joy and connection. Start by thinking about what makes him unique. What does he love? What lights him up? Maybe he's a music enthusiast, a foodie, or someone who thrives on adventure. Use this knowledge to craft surprises that feel tailor-made for him. For example, if he's passionate about music, surprise him with tickets to see his favorite band, or create a playlist of songs that remind you of him. If he's into food, plan a surprise dinner featuring a dish he's always wanted to try. But here's the twist. Unpredictable acts of love aren't just about gifts or planned events. They're also about the little things. Imagine writing him a heartfelt note and slipping it into his bag before he leaves for work, or preparing his favorite breakfast on a random Tuesday morning. These small, thoughtful gestures are often the ones that leave the biggest impact because they show him that he's always on your mind. Another way to keep things unpredictable is by breaking out of your routine together. Maybe you plan a spontaneous road trip, try a new activity, or revisit a place that holds special meaning for both of you. These shared experiences create lasting memories and keep the relationship feeling fresh and exciting. After all, the element of surprise isn't just about him. It's also about rediscovering the fun and joy in your connection. One of the most powerful ways to surprise him is through your words. Compliment him on something you've never mentioned before, or express gratitude for something he does that you truly appreciate. For instance, you might say, "I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I love how you always find a way to make me laugh, even on the toughest days. It means so much to me." These moments of unexpected vulnerability not only deepen your bond but also make him feel seen and valued in ways he won't forget. Now let's talk about timing. The beauty of unpredictable acts of love lies in their spontaneity. If you're always surprising him on special occasions, it becomes predictable. Instead, look for moments when he least expects it, like during a busy work week or after a tough day. These are the times when your gestures will feel most impactful because they provide a sense of comfort and joy when he needs it most. But let's be clear, unpredictable acts of love aren't about seeking validation or trying to earn his affection. They're about expressing your love and care in ways that feel authentic and effortless. This is one of the key principles of love stoicism, giving from a place of abundance, not scarcity. When you're secure in yourself and your relationship, these gestures become a natural extension of your connection. One of the most beautiful aspects of surprising him is that it inspires reciprocity. When you show him how much you care through your actions, he's likely to respond in kind, creating a cycle of love and appreciation that strengthens your relationship. This isn't about keeping score, it's about cultivating a dynamic where both partners feel valued and cherished. As we wrap up this final act, take a moment to reflect on how you can incorporate unpredictability into your relationship. Maybe it's planning a surprise date night, writing him a heartfelt letter, or simply showing up for him in a way he doesn't see coming. Whatever it is, let it come from the heart, and watch as it deepens your connection and keeps the spark alive. Now, before we end, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's the most memorable surprise you've ever given or received? Comment number 1 below if you're feeling inspired to add a little unpredictability to your love life. And if you've enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe so you never miss another tip on creating irresistible attraction and building meaningful connections. And there you have it. 8 transformative acts to make him beg for your love and unleash a level of irresistible attraction you never thought possible. Each of these steps, mastering mystery, radiating confidence, creating emotional depth, playfully flirting, building an exciting life, celebrating his strengths, setting boundaries, and surprising him with acts of love, builds a dynamic, magnetic energy that pulls him closer with every interaction. But remember, this isn't just about him. This journey is as much about you as it is about building a powerful connection. When you embody these principles, you're not just attracting love, you're stepping into your own power, owning your worth, and creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. That's the essence of true attraction. It starts from within. Let me leave you with a question. Which of these acts resonates most with you right now? Which one feels like the next step in your personal journey? Whether it's cultivating confidence, adding playfulness to your connection, or setting boundaries that honor your worth, start there. Take that first step and watch how it transforms not just your relationship but also your sense of self. I want to thank you for being here, for taking the time to explore these ideas and reflect on how you can create deeper, more meaningful connections in your life. If this video inspired you, Comment number 1 below and let me know which act you're excited to try. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you'll never miss another tip on love, attraction, and personal empowerment. Here's to you, confident, radiant, and unstoppable. Until next time, keep shining, keep growing, and remember, you're not just captivating, you're unforgettable. See you in the next video.